Is there a way to become rich without anyone even noticing? Like building a fortune so quietly that by the time people around you find out, it's already too late for them to catch up? That question haunts more people than you think, because deep down, everyone feels that itch for financial freedom. Yet most chase it in noisy, flashy ways. Big cars, big houses, loud moves. But the truth is, the people who truly reach the level of silent wealth are often the ones who move differently, almost invisibly, taking small steps that look ordinary to others, but compound into extraordinary results over time. And the path they take is hidden not because it's complicated, but because it's boring enough that the majority overlook it. Think about it. When someone buys a fancy car, everyone claps. But when someone quietly buys shares of a company, nobody notices. When someone takes a vacation to Bali, they get likes and comments. But when they invest in a boring piece of real estate, there's silence. And that silence is exactly where wealth is created. The hidden path starts with a mindset shift. Stop trying to prove you're rich and start trying to make sure you'll never be broke. And that alone removes 90% of distractions. Picture this. A man in his 30s who never wears expensive watches, drives the same reliable car for 10 years, and keeps his lifestyle almost invisible. People assume he's just average, maybe even struggling. But behind closed doors, he owns multiple dividend-paying stocks. He reinvests profits into assets, and by 45, while his friends are still chasing the next promotion, he's free, financially untouchable, and no one even knows how it happened. That's silent wealth. It's not magic, it's patience. And here's the part most people can't digest. This path isn't about making money fast, it's about protecting money from your own ego. Because ego wants to show, but wealth wants to grow. There's a strange irony here. The more invisible your financial moves are, the stronger they usually are, because the world rewards patience and discipline in ways that quick fame can't match. Let's talk numbers, not hype. Imagine someone who quietly sets aside just $500 a month into index funds. Nothing exciting, nothing flashy, and leaves it untouched for 20 years, without trading, without showing off. That pile turns into several $100,000, sometimes crossing $1 million depending on market cycles. And the people who spent those same 20 years trying to flex are left with fading cars, debt, and stories of what could have been. The silent path is hidden because it feels too slow for an impatient generation. But the ones who commit understand that speed is an illusion. Slow compounding is faster than constant restarting. Another angle people miss is the power of private income streams. Side hustles that don't need to be broadcasted on social media, businesses that run in the background, rental properties under quiet management, or royalties from digital assets. These things don't grab attention, but they quietly stack up month after month until one day the income outpaces expenses and you're free. The danger with chasing wealth loudly is that attention becomes your drug, and when attention fades, you're left broke. But if your focus is invisible building, you'll never be at the mercy of likes, bosses, or applause. And yet, here's the real twist. The hidden path is not just about money, it's about identity. Because when you stop needing to prove anything to anyone, you start operating on a different frequency. One where your decisions are long-term, calm, and unstoppable. Look at history. Most dynasties, old money families, and generational wealth stories have one thing in common. They didn't start with someone who wanted to look rich. They started with someone who was okay with looking average while secretly playing a bigger game. And that game was so well hidden that only their children and grandchildren realized how much was truly built. Silent wealth creation is not glamorous, and that's exactly why it works. Nobody fights you for the boring path. So here's the uncomfortable truth. The hidden path is already in front of you, but you'll only walk it if you're willing to trade applause for freedom, noise for patience, and temporary flex for permanent independence. And if you can do that, then one day you'll wake up in a life so free, so secure, so quietly powerful that people around you will be left asking the same haunting question we started with. How did you do it without anyone noticing?